Hundreds of people lived here. They had homes, families, names. And then, overnight, they vanished. No bodies, no signs of violence, no explanation. This is not a myth. This is not a legend. This village existed. It was recorded. It was mapped. And one day, it simply stopped existing. There are places on Earth that should not be silent. Places where laughter once echoed, where doors were opened every morning, where people argued, prayed, slept, and dreamed. And yet, some of these places now sit abandoned, as if time itself decided to step around them. Tonight, we are going to one of those places, a village that existed, a village that functioned, a village that was recorded, taxed, mapped, and governed. And then, in a single moment lost to history, everyone disappeared. Not one person, not one family, an entire village. Let's make one thing clear from the beginning. This is not folklore. This is not a myth passed down orally. This is not a story invented to scare children. The village appears in official documents. Census records list its population. Trade routes passed through it. Nearby settlements acknowledged it. People were born here. People died here. People were married here. And then one day, no one was. The village was not special. That's what makes it dangerous. It was not cursed land. It was not forbidden territory. It was not known for crime or rebellion. It was ordinary. Homes made of wood and stone. Simple roads. Fields worked by hand. Children grew up knowing every face. Adults lived lives measured in seasons, not headlines. Nothing about the village suggested it would ever become a mystery. The last confirmed records show a day like any other. Merchants arrived, supplies were traded, news from outside was exchanged. Nothing unusual, no warnings, no panic, no preparations to leave. If something was coming, no one saw it. And that is the most frightening detail of all. Days later, sometimes weeks, depending on the source, outsiders returned. Travelers, officials, merchants expecting payment. They arrived to a place that looked wrong. Not destroyed, not burned, just empty. Food was still inside homes, some of it spoiled, some of it untouched. Clothing lay folded. Tools rested where hands last placed them. Beds looked slept in. Chairs pulled back slightly, as if someone had just stood up. It felt like the village had paused and never resumed. No dogs barked. No animals scavenged. Even insects seemed scarce. Silence pressed against the ears in a way that made visitors uncomfortable. Many later said the same thing. It felt like we were not supposed to be there. Investigators searched for violence. They found none. No blood, no broken doors, no damaged buildings. If force had been used, it was done without leaving evidence. That alone makes the case nearly impossible. Mass death leaves traces, graves, bones, scattered remains. Here there were none. Nearby rivers were searched, forests combed, wells drained. Nothing. Not one body, not even a hint. The first explanation was simple. Nature. Perhaps a sudden disaster. A landslide. A gas release. A flash flood. But nature leaves scars. The village stood intact. Nature had passed it by. Could illness have struck? Plagues have emptied cities before. But disease does not make bodies vanish. And people fleeing illness take belongings. Here everything remained. Disease was ruled out. Could an enemy have attacked? No weapons were found. No defensive damage. No historical records mention a battle. Wars are loud. This disappearance was silent. This theory unsettled investigators the most. What if the people were removed? By authorities, by military forces, by someone with power. But again, there were no records. And power likes paperwork. This removal, if real, left none. Let's pause here. To remove an entire village requires time, manpower, transport, control. It requires resistance to be suppressed, witnesses to be silenced. And yet, no one reported screams. No one reported movement. No one reported chaos. It was as if the village complied or wasn't awake. Some investigators quietly suggested something else. What if the village didn't disappear all at once? What if it vanished in stages? But records suggest otherwise. The disappearance appears sudden, complete, total. Years later, explorers noticed something impossible. Footprints, fresh ones, in a place that should have been dead. But no one saw who made them. Doors that were closed before were found open. Items changed position. It was as if the village was being used. But by whom? Locals began to avoid the area. Animals refused to approach. Travelers chose longer routes. The village gained a reputation. Not cursed, not haunted, just wrong. You might ask, why isn't this famous? Because history favors noise. Wars, kings, revolutions. This case had none, just absence. And absence is easy to forget. Other villages have disappeared, but most left evidence. This one did not. It stands alone. Maps still mark the village, or they used to. Some editions removed it entirely, as if erasing it made the problem disappear. Every missing person was someone. A child, a parent, a friend. No graves mean no closure. Families elsewhere never learned the truth. Every explanation breaks under scrutiny. Too quiet, too clean, too complete. The case resists logic. 3 facts remain uncontested. The village existed. The people vanished. No explanation satisfies the evidence. Everything else is speculation. Technology watches us now. Cameras, satellites, data. But even today, people disappear, sometimes in groups. If an entire village can vanish without the world noticing, what else have we already forgotten? There are no conclusions here, only questions. And maybe that's the most honest ending. There are no answers here, only questions. And maybe that is the most disturbing part of all. What do you think happened to the village? Some stories don't end. They wait.